I'm Jonathan Show, and this is Andrew Bartle, and welcome to Fantasy Football Live. Our first topic today will be, who do you think the first running back that should be drafted?
I think that it's going to end up being Le'Veon Bell just because I feel like last year he could have been better, but I feel like he's going to be really good and with that Steelers offense, I feel like when it's not going to Antonio Brown or Martavius Bryant, it's going to end up going to Le'Veon Bell.
I'm going to go with Jamal Charles since the Chiefs are, I think, a team on the rise, and Jamal Charles did get hurt last year, but a lot of running backs did. He's been hurt a few times, but I think he'll come back pretty determined, and he's the Chiefs' top weapon, so he'll get a lot of carries. Our next topic is, who do you think the first quarterback that should be drafted is?
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers just because last year he didn't have his star wide receiver, and that put Randall Cobb, who is really good in the slot, forced him to go to the wide receiver one position, which he's uncomfortable with. So I feel like when Jordy Nelson's back, Randall Cobb's in the slot, they added a new really fast wide receiver. When Devontae Adams is healthy, when they got all of them healthy, there's no limit of how many fantasy points he can get.
Yes, and I'm going to have to go with Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson at the end of last year, the Seahawks were struggling, but Wilson, when Lynch was gone, he turned it on. He's going to have Graham. Hopefully Graham will have a better year than he did last year. And Russell Wilson's also a mobile quarterback, so you can pick up some points on the run, and I think he'll be a breakout star next year. And our final question is, when do you pick a quarterback in fantasy football?
I'm going to have to go with the fourth round just because then if Newton or Rodgers falls to you like that, I consider those two in like the top tier. If they fall to you in the fourth round, you got to go ahead and take them since they're not going to be in there the next round. And in the fourth round, you could get someone like Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, so maybe one of those guys who's been very consistent with fantasy points. And a lot of people like to pick quarterbacks later, but with those guys, they're not extremely consistent. And with my quarterback position, I want consistency, especially after Andrew Luck got injured or was not playing well for me last year.
I'm going to go a bit later, the sixth round, since then, even if you don't get exactly top-tier quarterback, you'll have time to build up your team with great running backs and wide receivers. And if you can get someone in the sixth round, like a Derek Carr, who probably won't have a great year, but he'll meet ends, and you can just have someone who will consistently get the needed amount of points for you, and you can let your running backs and wide receivers do the rest. And it looks like that's all the time we have for today, so thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.